Yep, it's the funny auto walk thing. Alright, so we'll see if Zero is on his way to Eastern as well. Looks like it.
Okay, we're back. I've been chat commentarying because apparently the stream went down for a little bit. Nothing really exciting has happened. Zero Rush is in Eastern now, has the flippers. mm2nes is deeper in Eastern, has picked up a sword in the first chest, which you'll see from Zero Rush.
That's 50 rupees in the big chest. We have this room in logic, as we have Fire Rod.
Is it actually faster to dash down there?
I missed the dash actually.
It was in the anti-fairy room when you're not picking up pots. MM2 Rush did it, and actually,
Oh, funny.
I just call it MM2 Rush. He actually did beat the anti-fairy, which suggests that it's at least as fast as walking.
Yeah, probably. Alright, we have standard 5 right strat from MM2. Takes down Armos. Nice chiptune fanfare.
That was very surprising
Pretty cool.
for what the soundtrack has been.
And Armos itself is an out of logic clear. Since
Yeah.
Big key requires the lamp.
There is I guess, a little bit of logic you can read there with the red crystal being at Eastern. If you get the mirror, the red crystals don't matter for the logic. But if we don't get the mirror, then the red crystals are lamp locked. Because the big key was lamp locked. And I guess that could matter because of where the ice rod is. The ice rod being on Lumberjack, also lamp locked.
What's next for MM2? Heraclip to the mountain. Time for Dark World? Yes, it is. Are we going south or east? We get a map check, pendant, swamp, and green pendant, ice.
Okay, so that is a confirmed Lumberjack ice rod required, which I will remind you, Zero Rush does not know is there. MM2 does. MM2 runs 100% RMG, by the way, so he knows this clip. That gets you to the bumper ledge. I don't know if he's done it in like vanilla, but he does it in the preset. He's the only person with 100% vanilla preset, 100% RMG run.
Right.
And it's fun because you don't have to do dig game and chess game over and over again.
Right.
I haven't learned it yet, but it's definitely the way to do hundo.
Yeah, it is a fun speedrun on vanilla.
really make sense to be going to Skull Woods early. Once you know that it's a crystal, Thieves Town's a little bit harder to decide on, but I think most people will go in without the hammer and just clear it and not worry about the big chest. I think for Zero Rush's sake, you really want the mirror to show up before he goes there, because then he can potentially check Lumberjack. But I just don't see any other way for him to check Lumberjack in his seed. There's nothing else around it.
So MM2 finds mushroom, and that is... I'm not sure if that was the first or second item. If I were clearing it, it would be the last chest I open. So that is nice that he found that before doing the back.
It is surprising that MM2Ness does not just go to the back, but he actually makes it out ahead by not having to do the big G chest and the bridge chest.
For sure.
Yeah. Maybe he was hoping for like a sword or something that would help him make Mothy a little bit faster.
Oh, I like this escape play from Zero.
Escape is one of those checks that you can just put off forever if the game lets you and leave behind your go mode item. It's very frustrating. So doing it at the 20-minute mark is insurance against that. It's also possible that Zero Rush just doesn't have a whole lot of direction as far as where to go in the Dark World. Sometimes people will try to clear out a lot of Sphere 1 before they actually do any Dark World because they want to know at least where they're going when they get there.
Yeah. And another reason would be that there's no mirror yet, so let's just work on the light world. Alright, Mothula for MM2. Spins are good here. He's also putting Fire Rod to use.
I really like this aggressive strategy when you're on low percent for Moth. Like, just keep Mothula from using its attack. Always getting it in that hit mode. So it's a little bit chaotic, but once you get a sense of the movement that Moth does when you hit it, it makes it actually safer than letting Moth run rampant in the fight for a long time.
And MM2 has blue mail, so it wasn't a huge risk in being aggressive.
Yeah, for MM2 it was just as dangerous to let the spikes run around as it was to get hit by Mothula. If you were on green mail, you might be a little more cautious around Moth and go for, you know, spike dodging, because then you're only taking 1 damage from spike. Oh, Zero Rush is doing it. I can't believe it.
Yeah, this is a bit of a surprise.
So I think this is actually a mountain play. I expect Zero Rush to climb the mountain because he hasn't been there yet. He's only gone up just to do... You know what rod that is, Zero Rush. You have the other one.
That's a good point.
So maybe he doesn't know it's a rod. It is just a white stick.
It's the lightning rod.
You do actually have to go down the stairs to see which rod it is, but with Zero Rush already has Fire Rod.
And we have a hook shot in C-shaped house.
I've actually never seen somebody go up the mountain twice in HMG for this tournament so far. Like on purpose. Like not because they like died or soft walked, but actually do 2 different DMAs just for routing reasons.
Yeah,
but it worked out because
it does.
It's not bad because it gets you up the mountain and it gets you the lumberjack check.
Now what are we doing? We're leaving, of course. And MM2 is going into Thieves Town.
Yeah, and MM2 doing the classic check Olive Village if you're missing the hammer, and just in case the hammer's in Sea House. We've all had that see where hammer is in, like, not Sea House, but brewery. Hammer's in brewery and you skipped it. And it's like, oh, I could have just got that before Thieves.
Right.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect Zero Rush to go for bottle 4, but I think MM2NES is hardcore CAC-Wing, and we'll probably end up with 3 bottles going through there when he gets there. Come to think of it, does he even need to go to Kakariko? I don't think Zero Rush found anything good there.
Yo. Nice walk to the God Pixel in Hellway. So now Zero Rush gets the cane from Paradox.
This is really looking like the kind of seed where you'll do Dark Aga just so you can do Turtle Rock in one go.
Oh.
I think Zero Rush got screwed by Moldworms.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the middle one does affect your bomb slot if you kill it and grab the item in midair.
So what about Turtle Rock?
Because it's a crystal and technically the runners can just like go there now if they wanted to. That doing Dark Aga might be in play because it lets you single dip TR.
Yeah.
And it's not too bad when you have Fire Rod. Oh, are we doing another one of these? Okay, we're doing just Zora. We have the flippers, so there's no reason to do special flips. This is not correct. I think you can fix this though. There we go. That was good.
What?
He does one. Yeah, that one forces the transition. Oh, you think he has like a bad camera coming into Zora. Okay, we got it. Yeah, Zora's domain kind of acts like the single entrance caves where it like preserves your camera position, so it's easy to just get stuck in this infinite back and forth transitioning and just be stuck in Zora's domain.
Okay. But maybe we'll have the same issue. Okay, we're fine.
Yeah, I think Zero Rush was fine going in. I think he was having trouble getting out.
Oop.
So I wasn't expecting there to be an issue there. I think MM2 has enough. Grabbing the wall doesn't do anything. But I like the sentiment. He had enough. It was really good that he had that on speed dial. I always like to have my infants on speed dial in case blind goes poorly. So will this be Zero Rush's first foray into the Dark World?
Yeah, it will.
Okay. MM2NES is deciding to go to Kakariko instead of the rest of the Dark World.
That's a neat route.
Yeah, what this allows him to do is he can do the south to north Dark World route and get all of those extra checks in from the Dark World later on. But right now, this will take him to Kakariko. Because he died in the dungeon. In the vanilla game and in glitch modes, we do... oh no. Okay, this is pseudo glitch jail.
Yeah.
That clip is harder with flippers.
I don't think it's harder necessarily, but it is more punishing when you mess it up.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you can just do the same steps with and without flippers and be fine, but if you mess up without flippers, you just splash out and you get to try again.
Okay, I like the fire rod dashes.
We're really dedicated to the fake powder play. I respect it. But also, might as well get these checks on the way. All the bottles that are in Kakariko, what would we do without them? Meanwhile, Zero Rush is here in Hookshot Cave, missing both the glove and the hookshot. MM2NES does have the hookshot. I
Yeah,
think we're going to see some hovers for Zero Rush, because you wouldn't go here for just one item without the glove most of the time. It's kind
yeah.
of not a great play.
It is in logic to get that bottom chest. And the screen wrap that Zero Rush did to get here was how the logic expects us to do it.
I like the implication that the logic doesn't even consider a glove. It probably does because bootsless seeds exist. It's actually one of the harder ones to do without boots because there is a dash turn in the... Ooh, the mirror. I was hoping Zero Rush would get the mirror so that he would check the lumberjack, but he already did that, so now it's just a nice thing to have. We don't need the mirror in HMG, but it helps a lot with getting out of dungeons, doing things like GT and pod without having to death warp. Very valuable. Especially with Swamp Appendant, mirror doesn't do that much.
Right, and the logic, if there's something at Mimic Cave, then the logic expects us to have mirror for that. And we don't really see runners do overworld mimic clips.
It also means that we can stop worrying about red crystals and the lamp and
Oh, yeah.
locking Ice Rod. Or rather, Ice Rod is locking it. Ice Rod only locks one thing anyway. It's not really that important. You don't see people walk out of Catfish very often.
We go south.
This is, wow, this is Overworld Glitch Pod. This is also something you don't see in HMG very often. It's one of the clips we miss out on in HMG because most of the time we're coming in from Cave. Coming in from Cave has benefits because you get to unlock a free door. But there's nothing wrong with just entering here with Kiki.
Yeah, I like it. Okay, I think I like this from MM2. That position, and it did work. There we go.
There's a whole bunch of stuff in Desert Area that Zero Rush didn't do when he was there. He can actually pick that up now with the mirror when he's in the Dark World.
Nice fake powder from MM2, and he used it pretty high up. Link gets this boost, which is kind of funny. It's like perfect pumping speed at 2 pixels per frame. And the bat will activate during any part of that animation, which means you can start the boost near the door and still get to the ornamental shelf.
Yeah, perfect pumping speed is the same as hookshot speed, 2 pixels per frame. As Zero Rush is in pod, I think actually I remember Zero Rush asking about basement clip. I don't think he'll be doing it now, even if he learned it, because you really, really, really want to have the lamp for it. It's not, I want to say it's not realistic. I'm sure you've done it. Don't tell me you've done it. I know you've done it.
I have done it.
It's not something you're going to do without just, like, being really good at it already.
The problem is it replaces all of the buffers with select buffers.
Yeah,
which slow down time.
I guess that makes it mean that I could do it because I do everything with select buffers. That's why I don't do it in races. It takes forever. Yeah, I guess you're just kind of in bullet time. This is all the stuff that M2 is doing. Is all the stuff Zero Rush didn't do when he was here because he went straight to Ice Rod and couldn't come back. I think MM2 will probably hit Desert at the end.
That would make sense.
I'm assuming Desert is an item. I wasn't counting. If Desert's not an item, it might be worth leaving behind. Leaving behind Desert when it's not an item gives you an excuse to come back for the other checks you orphaned, like the tablet and the glove check. But he is walking out, so I think this might be a play for Lambo.
So Quake is at Agena today. We'll see if that's needed.
I think Zero Rush will actually see the Mire Medallion requirement before he actually sees Quake. I'm not sure why MM2nes is taking damage on purpose. At least that's what it looked like.
It.
It really looked intentional.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Okay, he's setting up a death warp.
But
Zero
okay.
Rush did a death warp here too. When he was checking the big chest, he wanted to death warp out.
Right.
MM2nes is seeing ahead of time that he's going to want to death warp out. Which is,
Right, I forgot.
like way more forward thinking than I would have thought. He hasn't even been in his side here. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
This makes sense. I never would have considered this, but you can do this last if you know you're doing Lamo without a glove. Because you know that Lamo has to be your last check.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Has that green potion prepared too for... I'm not sure why he's using it now, but I guess it's just might as well. Pass by on quick swap. Alright, Zero Rush gonna give us a fire rod basement clip. Nope, we're just leaving. It's the end of the line for pod. Come back later with the hammer.
Our runners might not need that much more in terms of progression.
Yeah, I mean, Zero Rush, assuming he did actually learn basement clip, and I'm not wrong, or he didn't like just nope out of it. This is a basement clip seed if GT is not hammer locked, because you can skip the hammer for pod, and the only other dungeon that needs it is ice, and that's a pendant. But you're right, they don't need that much. It's really just, I think, Mire Medallion and Hammer. If you can't skip Hammer, if you can skip Hammer, you're probably looking for a lamp. And if you've just got here and you're wondering, what about Ice Rod? Ice Rod's on Lumberjack. Both of them know it's there.
Time for Skull Woods for Zero, I assume. Zero Rush is going into the front.
That was surprising. Sometimes you go in hoping you just find an item here, and then you go to the back. But if you find the key, you're tempted to keep going. But Zero Rush is going to resist temptation and go to the back first, and lose time over it. Oh, he goes back in.
What is
Alright,
this?
we did.
I don't know how runners make these decisions.
They make them on the fly.
True. Oh, I see. The other item was this small shield. Oh.
That was almost perfect. MM2 has to do some spins and slashes. This is actually really dangerous. Oh my goodness. It's really important that MM2 doesn't get hit by Lamo's body there, but he does get hit by a rock instead, which is fine. Only does have a heart on blue mail.
Just a red potion. I mean, excuse me, just a red rupee at Lamo.
I mean, if you get enough of those, it can be a red potion. I think Lamo's body does full hearts against all the males, but I'm not certain about that. Oh, let's go. We're doing Cypher Runway.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty tight. This
Yeah,
is
the optimal
speedrun.
strat.
This is the speedrun experience coming in. Do you know anything about Zero Rush's, like, NMG and his RMG, if he has one?
I don't know the times, but they are good times.
They must be. I mean, this is really good play.
I think Zero Rush is a 124 runner.
Ooh, yeah, that would explain the movement and just the command of the game. Zero Rush getting just kind of some difficult moth patterns. Would have to go underneath to get some real hits in there, which would be dangerous, so just waits for moth to come back. out of the side wall. mm2nes will have a hook shot here and can get the mirror for basically for free.
That deboost from that bomb was pretty bizarre.
Does Zero Rush do sword buffer underworld clips? I don't think we're going to get to see any underworld clips in this seed. Zero Rush went to pod by paying a monkey. I'm not familiar with that glitch, but it must be something like really experienced runners do.
I think its name is Kiki. Alright, so now it's MM2's turn to do Eastern Death Mountain in the Dark World. I wonder where this will take him. So he will be doing the DMD to Catfish. Oh, that looked like a bush break, not a bush splash.
Oh yeah, was he going for a quick fish or just?
It just
too far out?
hit the rocks, I think.
That always sucks when that happens. You don't have a glove. MM2nes didn't do the Zora's domain checks, so this is a good opportunity to mirror and check them. How long before we start seeing Turtle Rock plays? I don't expect either of them to be shy about Dark Agate with Fire Rod, but they all both seem to consider themselves to have better things to do at the moment. But they're running out of that quickly. It's also like mildly taunting that like it's hard to imagine that both of them have done this much and we still haven't seen the Mire Medallion.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. Zero Rush may show it soon.
Zero Rush will probably do a more traditional route of the Dark World with a little bit more mirroring than we usually see because of the lack of certain desert overworld checks.
Oh, MM2's returning to the overworld. That's interesting.
Surely we're not getting another Kiki skip, are we?
No, that is impossible.
This is hybrid major glitches. We live in a society. Okay, good. We don't have a glove?
Alright, can we do it? Yes, we
We
can.
can do it. It's just the Zora is really annoying there.
Yeah.
You have to be pretty quick. And if you think, oh, I'm just going to do it on the other side, there's a Zora there too.
Time for mushroom turning.
Tam and Chaz making a very good point that approaching the pyramid area with the mirror in hand gives you a very nice opportunity to do Aghanim. And MM2nes hasn't actually been to the escape yet, so there's a whole lot of stuff that they can do. Zero Rush has already done the escape, but still has a path that gets to the pyramid, usually through the traditional Dark World route. By traditional, I just mean like doing High Cave and then going to pyramid. There are ways around the hammer pegs and glitch modes. This is a clip I don't know very well.
I also don't know it very well, but MM2 has a way that makes it work.
Is this in Hundo? Because that's why he knows it.
No.
Or is he just studying the map?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you just invent stuff to make things work around here.
Yeah, it's hard though to like. You must know this because usually when you're inventing clips, you don't start on the fourth bump. You usually start in the third.
Yeah.
Or the fifth from the top if it's a big wall. So
yeah,
the fact that he just went straight for the fourth bump tells me that he probably knew about this clip.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, you can get stuck easily on that screen if you don't know how to get past that rock or those blocks. Okay, nice swim clip to the pyramid. He needs to do a dash, turn, and charge into the doorway.
And nothing here Meanwhile, Blind is not impressed with my insect puns in this seed.
Mhm. Okay, Uncle check for MM2. And Zero Rush has cleared Thieves. Oh, I didn't follow whether there's something in Big Chest or not.
I didn't either. I can barely do that when I'm playing, let alone watching.
Mhm.
But the important thing is neither of them has it.
Oh, I didn't see where Flute was. That's funny.
Oh yeah. Where has Zero Rush been? Maybe the escape. That's the one place I can think of that Zero Rush has been that mm2nes is just now doing. Oh right, Zero Rush the pod. Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Is Zero Rush the kind of person to pull out like a Mixless Smith?
Oh yeah, I wouldn't put it past him.
Seems like the type, but he's not going to do it now. There are some mirror-based Mixless Smiths you can do around the Mire area and from the mountain.
Okay, so Zero is returning to the right instead of doing a Mire clip near the big game.
This is
Get
all a
him-
conspiracy to deprive us of information.
Mm-hmm.
MM2nes going to Dark Cross, probably hoping that a small key is there. Because nobody's been to the back of the escape yet, and they don't have an easy way to get there.
We get a fire shield. Nice.
That's right, this is all new information.
Just a piece of heart at Dig Spot.
I'm also not sure that Zero Rush has been to these back of escape. Maybe he has. But it was not a key, so it means there's a key in the back of escape. I think I saw a map in the compass chest, or the boomerang chest rather, and that leaves 2 items that they could swim clip to. They could steal a Hera key and go in if they get one, and get their key refunded. But they probably won't do either of those things because they have better things to do, like get the Ice Rod and fight Trinix.
Din strat for MM2.
I do like this dedication to the fairy skip and randomizer. Oh no, MM2 won't get his small magic later on.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, actually nothing in the South Dark World. MM2
Yeah.
is a genius.
Oh. That's an interesting strat. Not... I haven't seen anyone approach the torches this way before.
I was watching Zero Rush, who's going south again, probably returning to Mire.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure why Zero Rush wants to do Mire last, but it seems pretty dedicated to it. Probably maybe just not familiar with the ways to get to Pyramid from that area. Well, that's not true. You can just swim there. The fastest way is River Fought, if you don't have Hammer, but it's really easy to just clip through the ledge near where the bridge would be and just swim if you have flippers. So this is Quake for Zero Rush. I was actually wrong. I don't think we saw the Mire Medallion before mirroring here.
No, we haven't seen that area, I don't think.
Fox
Oh.
just wants to utilize one door glitch just to not have to do this tower. That's fair.
Yeah. That's right. The mirror portal is in the mire area, of course. So we'll see in a second. I can't wait.
It's Ether. It's not Quake. That is
Alright.
a go mode item that has been added to the list. And Hammer is just sitting here in a shed.
That's quite funny.
It's pretty hard to avoid this check when the Mire Medallion info is so important. MM2 will get there sooner or later. But I expect to see Trinex first, because why would you go here, get your Ice Rod, and do something else? That would be the potential waste of having the lamp for this tower. Zero Rush is locking themselves in. They could have just mirrored, but I think this is their last check. So it doesn't really matter.
So where will Ether be today? Will it be in Ganon's tower? That's my guess.
Well, yeah, it's very unlikely to be in Swamp, because usually the Swamp Smoky is in Mire. And there's a couple really dense locations left. One of them being GT, as you mentioned, and one of them being Turtle Rock.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see whether our runners go to GT first or TR.
I really like doing TR in general. Any kind of time where I have a fire on the cane, I think TR is a good play. Having the Ice Rod is just cherry on the top. Having the mirror is also really good. Zero Rush might have the chance to do Trinex and Mimic Cave together. MM2Nest will not if they just go there now. So what is this for MM2Nest? This is walking out, which you don't usually see. They're not going to Hammer Pegs. I think they're going to Hype Cave.
Yeah. Yeah. Zero's going to Back of Escape, maybe, or King's Tomb. Back of Escape. This one's so hard to do.
It is so finicky. It's one of those you just do it by feel. I don't think there's really a good, it's not like, oh, stop at this pixel, because it depends a lot on your momentum. And sometimes it just fails and you don't really know why. Sometimes you hop out in the wrong direction, even though you're holding up, you hop out left. This method Zero Rush is using is also how I do it. I found it the most consistent of the ones I've tried, but I think you have to be... Yeah, see, that's that left hop that just happens sometimes. It's very frustrating.
Yeah.
I can't explain why it happened. I can tell you that Zero Rush is not holding left. That's not the reason.
Yeah, so Zero Rush has had a couple of incidents now with glitches not going his way, so MM2 has kind of saved time in that respect, since we haven't seen major time losses from glitches gone wrong. MM2's been pretty solid.
I was
so
also
far.
wrong that MM2 was not... What is this hairpot? MM2 was not gone to TR and gotten the Ice Rod. Actually continuing the Dark World route, and we'll get the hammer.
Okay,
And
that's quite nice.
Maybe that's what he wanted. Maybe he wanted the info so he doesn't just find the hammer and be like, oh, am I in go mode or not? I don't know.
Right, the
Very
info is
smart,
important
actually.
here. Mm-hmm.
And that's what I said earlier, is that the desire for knowledge is going to lead mm2ness to the hammer sooner than you might expect, based on the checks that he kind of left behind.
What do you think about this play from Zero?
Zero Rush is going to Swamp in a siege where Meyer Medallion is go mode. I don't think I agree with this. I hope that at least Zero Rush opens the first chest and sees it's not a key and doesn't continue. What I really don't want to see is Zero Rush finding a key there and having to full clear the dungeon because now suddenly it can have the Meyer Medallion.
Okay. MM2 is finally going to the lumberjack tree.
I think the best thing Zero Rush could find here is the lamp. Just to, like, you know, if you're going to find something, at least make it easy for yourself. I guess we found the hair big key. That's cool. Yeah, the Meyer Medallion cannot actually be... Okay. So, not even opening the door, because Zero Rush knows Meyer Medallion can't be here now. And... Yeah, that's interesting. Where are we going now? King's Tomb is still unchecked. There's a whole bunch of stuff that the Meyer Medallion can be in that Zero Rush doesn't, that, like, they're all doing. Like, we don't know where it is.
Yeah, this is...
It's just Pyramid Fairy into Aghanim, I think. It could also be GT, but yeah, no, it's just Pyramid. No, it's GT! We don't know. This could be anyone's game.
Alright, so nice mirror wrap from MM2, now going to Laser Bridge.
Oh! So we have a God GT, which means if Meyer Medallion is in Turtle Rock, MM2ness gets to go mode. GT.
Yeah.
That suddenly makes GT a pendant dungeon for Zero Rush.
Yeah.
But it's a pendant dungeon that, like, MM2ness will be tempted into if it's not here. If it's just in some stupid pendant, or, like, Ice Palace, for example, then most people will wait for both gloves to show up before going in there. One of them isn't here, so there we go.
A good love. Now Zero will have an easier time getting to back of escape.
This is tense. For the sake of the race, I hope it's not in either of these locations. MM2ness should have the hammer, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It's probably marked on the tracker. It's probably just not showing up on our end. I was having that trouble earlier. The hammer makes Trinex a little easier if you're not comfortable with a Master Sword fight. And it gives MM2ness the chance to do Mimic Cave at the end.
Oh, true.
Oh, Zero Rush. Rando Rush.
Rando Rush?
Okay, this is a play I've been seeing a lot of people make, including myself, of just go moding GT. Like, once you're... skipping Ice Armos saves a lot of time, like 2 minutes. Skipping right side saves like another 2 minutes. Wow, that's like
Eco Zero Mimics.
What was that?
It's Zero Strat.
That's so cool. It looks like the Hundo Strat, but without the mirror shield.
It's the optimal strat.
Oh my goodness. Is that faster than mirror mimics?
I'm not sure. I just know that Zero and Bonta traded times until they, like, optimized it.
Oh, that's so cool. It looks really hard. Oh, MM2 is in danger.
Ooh. Nice GBZ from Zero.
It's actually fine. If MM2 dies here, he could just go to Trinex and then go back in the front and do these checks. In fact, that might have been the play, is to just mirror out at Big Key. Yeah, or mirror out at Chain Chomps. And then go back in. In case Trinex drops Ether. I guess we should be reading the logic here too. If there's enough small keys in the front, then the Turtle Rock Medallion is locking TR, but by the time we know that, we've seen everything in here. And then it's just a matter of whether that powder can lead to it, which mm2nes has already checked.
Oh, it's kind of painful.
You can make it, but maybe not if you get the magic. Oh, I don't think that's good. Okay, it's good. I can't believe it.
Haha, sweat.
I understand though. I don't think MM2 had like a good plan for this room, with no magic and no hearts.
Mm-hmm.
This is definitely not a medallion lock TR. Like, everything in the front was items.
Not sure if we saw the map and compass. I guess there's big chest as well. Other than the Trinex check. Loving this MSU pack from MM2. It's very dramatic. Meanwhile, mini Helmetsword room. Nothing here. Three Master Sword spins should take out Moldorm.
That was a bit of a close call.
And meanwhile, MM2 has to be careful.
Yeah, he can take one more hit, I think.
Yeah.
But he was getting a little bit, almost stun locked there. It could have been dangerous. And rewarded with armor. Oh, we get the Diddy Kong Link. Let's go. I love it so much.
Okay, Aga 2 for Zero Rush. Oh, are we mirroring?
Yeah, this is Mimic Cave. And maybe the big chest, I wasn't counting.
Right. Nice clipe out for Zero. Saving 4 to 5 seconds on the cutscene.
It's a lot. It's a lot of time save. A little bit of risk too, because you can climb out too far and soft walk and have to do the climb again. It's good fun. So Zero Rush has. This is actually really cool. I realize now what Zero Rush's play was. Is go mode GT and then do Aghanim from the pyramid here.
Oh yeah.
Very clever. And it's so easy to get back to GT that leaving stuff behind in there is really no big deal. Right side GT is now just its own pendant dungeon. MM2nes hasn't been to pod yet. Makes sense to be here because you can do the whole thing.
Yeah.
And you know, both people haven't found Ether yet. So it's just still anyone's race. Unless it's on Helmetsword though. It's really just a bunch of retracing steps. We're not going to find out where Ether is for a long time, I think.
Agree. Because we'll probably see MM2 clear pod. Zero will be clearing TR.
Yeah, this is a good time to shout out our runners. mm2nescartridge and Zero Rush. MM2nes got into glitch modes through the first overall Glitches Mentor Tournament. Came from, I think, a Super Metroid background and some Link to the Past speedrunning. Zero Rush has been around a bit longer, and you probably know him a little better than I do.
Yeah. Aga tower strats.
Yeah, with the fire rod, it's really no big deal. If you know where the torches are, even if you just have a map open and you're winging it, it's pretty free.
And nice hook shot for Zero, grabbing the key from Circle of Pots. Oh, I'm a little surprised MM2 is doing vanilla big key chest.
I do this in my route. Is it... We already have the items, or what?
There's a key for a key.
Oh, we knew about it. Oh, because we already did a Bowlock side.
I'm not sure MM2 has done Bowlock side.
Oh yeah, so MM2 doesn't know that's a key for a key.
Yeah.
The like HNG route that I teach is, it's not the be-all end-all, but it's the one I do. You open the door, obviously, the free door, which Zero Rush didn't do because he didn't Kiki skip. And that lets you do everything except Bowlock side. And then if Bowlock side is 2 small keys and you know that, you can skip it entirely and save a ton of time. And it pretty much always puts you in the vanilla big key chest unless you get 2 items up front. If you get 2 items up front, then you do have to do a little loop around of Stealthless Room.
Ah, so MM2 got the big key and the whatever was on right side, I think. Big key was in the front, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't think MM2 has done the back of pod yet. So, yeah, with the 2 well, I don't think I'm thinking about this correctly. Never mind, don't listen to me.
I think M2 will just like rush the boss in case it's ether and then go back in. Zero Rush has a glove to play with. And a flute. The fastest way to get to Lumberjack is to flute to 8 and use the Whirlpool. Zero Rush is saving and quitting though. I'm not sure where.
Forget about that.
Probably just going there. And I think Zero Rush is the person who has an active flute. mm2nes is actually about to get the flute. Not here though. This is okay, probably a potion. It's pretty hard to get back on rails.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's getting absolutely mobbed by turtles, but it means that you can get a nice clean hit on them. That's good.
Is that like a quintuple?
Zero Rush has actually not done Dark Cross, so we'll be going in to get that item, which I think is just like a heart or something. Nothing in the back of Escape either. So I guess that's what Zero Rush is doing, just checking glove checks before getting the Ice Rod.
Just a heart at Dark Cross. A sword is at Helma.
Sword is nice. We're all red now. Fully powered Diddy Kong. Let's go.
Complete with red shield.
I like his like champion's belt that he has on. I wonder what he won. He won the first race. That's probably what it is. Zero Rush getting his Ice Rod.
Alright, now it's the back of pod for MM2.
Ooh, well, that was a nice
Wow.
sword buffer.
So good.
That was so last minute. I guess Zero Rush will be getting the sword from Helmasaur too. Helmasaur is just one of those things, like, as soon as you can do it, you should just do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's really easy to forget, like, to come back to defeat Helmasaur when you get the hammer or the bow that you were missing.
Zero Rush walks to the pixel for the Kiki skip.
Yes.
Very nice.
I love Walk to the Pixel. So no one-frame clips from Zero Rush yet. Maybe when we start seeing, like, Ice Palace or something. We're not seeing Swamp. We already saw that Swamp can't have the Mire Medallion, so... yeah, that's that. Zero Rush went there and used the modern dash buffer clip, I think.
I'm sorry.
I think Zero Rush dash buffered to Swamp from Hera. One of them was in Swamp and found that the Mire Medallion couldn't be there.
Yeah, Zero Rush used that dash clip. Dash
Yeah.
citrus.
I think somebody earlier was saying that Zero Rush was possibly going to bring out some like traditional one-frame clips for us, but I guess not.
Oh yeah, maybe to get the initial position.
That was a bold dash out for them too.
And he has powder, but just doesn't feel the need to use it.
I mean, he must have just known that if you get a clean dash out of there, you're good. He could have known that was the map. It's so hard to know, though.
This is starting to look like Ice Palace is the answer.
Ice Palace is still out of logic, but GT is still largely uncleared. I think it's just in there.
Yeah.
If it's not in there, then the mids are in there. And M2NES has a little more incentive to clear the whole thing.
Why
Zero
is
Rush
that?
was Zero Rush was doing GT as a means to an end to get to the pyramid to get Adamim. And M2NES has already done like everything that's good. So this is
Right.
all that's left. That's not
Yes.
terrible and probably out of logic. Like, you don't do Top of Hera when it's Mire locked. You don't do Swamp when there's a 1 in 10 chance that it's not Mire locked. Maybe you do Rush the Climb with these keys, just in case it's in the top 4 chests. But the odds are against you. It's only 4 checks.
Now here's a question: will we skip Tile Room? We've skipped it so far just to check the right side.
You skip Tile Room because you already have the big key, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you hope that you can key logic your way out of doing it.
Mhm.
Normally we don't skip it because we don't want to make it to the big chest and not have the big key. Because that's worse than like doing Top Room. Because you have to go back to the big chest or orphan
Yeah.
it. It would also be a great time if someone in chat was counting items in Thieves Town. You can tell us whether there's an item in there or not.
Oh, right.
It's going to be everyone's last location.
Have we seen King's Tomb yet?
No. I don't think so.
I don't think
Maybe
so
that's
either.
what Zero Rush is doing. Nope, it's not. Going back to GT. This is potentially very close, but MM2NES has done Turtle Rock. Zero Rush has done the climb, so yeah, it's still close if it's here.
In Tile Room. Oh, also Ice Armors, excuse me.
Also, this is not GT. This is Pyramid Fairy.
I don't think we've seen Checkerboard Cave from Zero Rush, have we?
We have not seen Checkerboard or Hammer Pegs. This would be a great blockbuster opportunity if they knew it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Marith, our hero, telling us Thieves Town does not have any items in it.
Okay, thank
Good to
you.
hear. If you're wondering what Blockbuster is, there's a very handy emote showing you exactly what it does.
Yeah.
It's silly, but it puts you in Hammer Pigs when you're in Checkerboard Cave, and involves using the mirror on a block frame perfectly in Desert Palace. I think it like stores a ghost block that pushes you when you do something in Checkerboard Cave. I never actually learned it.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Oh, yeah, if you're wondering what Blockbuster is, back in the day we used to rent video games. I don't know why we never rented video games. We had a Super Nintendo and we had a Blockbuster, and we used to rent movies all the time. But it never occurred to us to rent video games. Maybe they just didn't have them at mine. Alright, finally some new checks for mm2nes. I really like the strategy of just wait for the beetle to hit you if you're failing the bonk, rather than risk going through the portal and losing 6 seconds. This small key situation is really looking like mm2nes has to do tile room. Oh. mm2 is trying to go for like get magic instead of arrows. Every time that I try that, I get wrecked by the enemies.
That was so close to working. A book is in Bob's chest.
A book. Okay, that's incentive to do Checkerboard Cave. mm2nes also has the opportunity to try the first chest of swamp from the front just to see if it's a key on the way in. Tragically, there's a oversight in the logic that prevents my medallion from being placed there. We're working on getting that fixed. I hope it comes out for the next update, because that's a pretty spicy location. It's actually not here in GT. That's incredible.
Yeah.
So that means that we're in a race between Zero Rush doing Turtle Rock and MM2 doing Top of GT and Tile Room, apparently. I guess it could be here.
Oh yeah, we haven't seen this yet. Okay.
And then they're just gonna go places. I think Zero Rush has done a few of the glove checks MM2nes hasn't done yet. I'm trying to think of what MM2nes might have over Zero Rush.
Right side GT.
That's true. If Zero Rush just goes back here, then that's time lost for them.
It's the mitts. Amazing.
Oh, we have more locations. Let's go. Now I want to see it be behind the mitts. So that Zero Rush does go back to GT, but actually gets the mitts. I don't know. I don't know what I want to see. I just want to know where it is. It's nowhere good.
Here it is. King's Tomb.
King's Tomb. Sphere 1. It's mitts locked.
Oh, yeah, really. That's right.
Mitts will remind you that King's Tomb exists.
Along with Mini Moldorm Cave behind it.
Maybe Zero Rush will pull out the Mitzel Smith tech before doing GT, and we get to see simultaneous ether pulls from the purple chest.
Hope so.
I think MM2nes's first location after GT might actually be Hammer Pigs. So if it's there, then MM2nes will get there first. Hammer Pigs into probably the Smith Chain. Zero Rush, who knows? GT is a good play. Unless you're feeling like, I gambled this, I shouldn't go back. Which, I don't know, I don't actually subscribe to that idea. I think you can still go back and be fine if you're efficient about it.
Oh. Zero's being careful.
Yeah. Zero could still... I think Zero just wants this item. Just get the item.
What are we doing?
Just get the item. Death work, you're fine. It's the big key. I guess he didn't know it was the big key. See, I would be death warping here and then doing the inside. At the end,
But-
like after Trinex.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you just
Okay, that makes
click
sense.
Trinex and you go back inside.
Yeah, so I was hoping for mitts in GT. Forgot that I was hoping that, but I think that really lends some credence to Ice having the medallion.
Mids are so skippable, but you're not going to do those checks without a good reason. Zero Rush, okay, yeah, getting the heart,
Oh, yeah.
so you can actually do the strat. The Trinex is a crystal though. Like, you're not choosing this over Trinex, because you're always doing Trinex. You're choosing this before Trinex. I don't even think there's really any inefficiency of doing this after Trinex versus doing it before. Ooh, we get the invisible, nice.
Nice.
You can see mm2nes like putting another bomb there, thinking that he missed, and then walking through the bomb and the wall, which is pretty funny.
Zero Rush.
It's like a frame
Powder.
perfect thing, right? Like the jingle
Yeah, I'm pretty
happens.
sure.
It would be jingle glitch, but there's no like actual corruption that happens, so you're fine.
Yeah. Zero Rush has the advantage of tempered for Trinex, saving some time on MM2.
MM2, I think, is ahead, unless, well, they're ahead unless they start doing like stuff that Zero Rush has already done. Because are some things that Zero Rush has done, but I think MM2nes's first locations will actually be the mid-slock ones, coming out of GT, and then following that will probably just be like Ice Palace. But there could be some checkerboard cave on the way, and back of escape, which Zero Rush did. I think the route I would take is I would do purple chest and then do tablet and then do checkerboard cave last. And that would be a whole bunch of checks. Oh, Zero Rush almost ice pig truckered. That's good. It's kind of funny. Turtle Rock was actually Ether, but it wasn't medallion locked.
Right.
There weren't enough keys in the front.
Okay, here's our hammer pegs for MM2. First we have to swim the moat. Bombs won't scare us. And arrows.
I think you should get those. Because then you have arrows for Biddy.
Mm-hmm.
But who's thinking about that?
I
You're
would
thinking
not
it's,
have
It's
thought
not
of that.
Ether, so you're not going to get it.
Here we go. Saving the frog. Funny, I keep missing what's in Turtle Rock Big Chest.
Me too. Clearly it's something. Okay, Zero Rush is going to check powder by itself. Which we already saw.
Huh.
It would be pretty wild if this had been Ether, because MM2 would have had it forever.
Right.
And just walked all over the seed.
Oh, maybe we didn't see Big Chest because our runners didn't check it. Thanks, Tam.
It's funny how we just don't remember it, and we just assume that we weren't paying attention. Okay, where's your rush going? This is Checkerboard Cave and Tablet. So
Oh, yeah.
really, it's just a mad race to locations. And Zero Rush skipping GT is probably working in their favor until it's mid locked, and then they either have to. Nice teleport.
Oh, yeah. Zero doesn't have the book.
Zero doesn't have the book. That's in GT too. Oh no.
Bob's
This is
chest.
just. What is this teleport he's doing? It's so funny.
I don't know.
It's clearly intentional. It works.
I have seen it before, but all it needs is a spin speed.
Oh, I really want to see it here at Checkerboard because M2's gonna get it now. It's
Yeah,
not,
that would be wild.
This is
too bad,
really
though.
looking like advantage for Zero, but maybe Zero just goes to ice without the mids, which is really easy to do. You're just not incentivized to do it.
Yeah, an hour 23. I don't think that's a crazy idea, but he's saved and quit to Mountain.
The problem with doing ice is you're really hoping the mids aren't just sitting in Swamp and Mire, and Swamp and Mire is such a huge search space that it's pretty likely. It's not like Ice Rod where it's literally only Trinex. There's a very real risk that you are just doing checks that can never have been the medallion. Did we see this?
No, I don't think so.
We wouldn't have because the glove is in GT. That's actually kind of mean if it's here.
Yeah.
Both gloves were in GT.
Oh yeah, both gloves. I forgot about that.
Nobody goes back to checkerboard after GT, which means that double dipping GT is the play, but it's not the play because it's just arrows. What is this? Graveyard Ledge? M2.
Yeah, it's funny.
Okay, we're finally gonna get to see King's Tomb. It's not Graveyard Ledge. We saw this as like Zero Rush's second check in the game. It's pretty funny.
Yeah. But yeah, quite efficient. It doesn't require 2 DMDs to get these checks.
You did hear me right. Both gloves and GT. Zero Rush showed you why we don't need them. It's just a simple clip. It's one of the easiest clips to learn. It's just a bunch of spin speeds, quick speeds. But yeah, this is going to be giving back some time to MM2 getting the mids. But it could still be anyone's game because there's just such a huge search space that it's whoever gets there first. Like MM2 is doing stuff that Zero Rush has already done. Back in Escape.
Yeah.
MM2 is counting items. It's a small key.
Yeah. Very, very nice.
You don't see that very often. We didn't actually see King's Tomb, did we?
Yeah, we saw King's Tomb.
Okay.
Junk.
Ice Palace. We're doing.
Yeah, here we go.
This is your dream come true. It's in Ice Palace. It's been here the whole time. Chex tried to tell you. I didn't believe it.
Yeah, I can't think of anywhere else it could be.
I think you're right. I think it actually just straight up is here.
So MM2 starts with an ice clip, and we'll see what he wants to do from here. Could it be... Yeah, it's a Gator skip.
And Gator skip when you're in your last location is pretty bold. I think this is MM2's last location. I think it's ours. For sure.
And bombs.
Okay, the big twist of the game is Zero Rush gets mitts and leaves and goes to Ice Palace and doesn't skip Pengator Room. And it's there.
Oh.
I'm trying to make this close.
Yeah.
There's still ways for it to be close. Zero Rush finding out Tyler Room is the final key, which you can open this door, it's fine. We're just not going to do it.
Zero Rush can't decide.
It's not there, so it's time save.
Yeah,
Let's go
that
to
is
Ice
nice.
Palace and make it a close race.
We keep having this issue with Aga.
Yeah, I get 2 defeated. Zero
That's
Rush had
fine,
the
though.
mirror out and was maybe thinking about it. This is tablet for Zero.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we haven't seen Ether Tablet, I don't think.
Oh. Ether Tablet is another one of those where you get it in GT and then you just never go back to the mountain. But mm2nes, I think, had an opportunity. Wait, that's not true.
Oh.
Yeah, neither of them had an opportunity. You would have to have done the entirety of GT before the entirety of TR. And both of them did TR before the book. The lamp, it had to be somewhere.
That's so funny.
That's
I forgot about that.
It's locking the ice rod.
Oh, yeah.
Logic for a while.
Yeah, that's quite funny. All right, here we go. Zero Rush is going to Ether Tablet.
There's only like... It's the boomerang.
Red boomerang.
Another item we forgot about. We haven't seen silver arrows, by the way. But there's a whole bunch of stuff in Swamp Palace. It's probably just there. I thought Zero Rush was about to, like, do something not legal there. Position was very familiar. Smith chain.
I didn't see.
It looked like an overall conveyor setup for a second.
Oh.
Standing with the sword up in that spot. We're checking... It can't be Ped, Zero Rush. 2 of the pendants are behind the Mire Medallion. We're just going to the portal. The mitts were in Tile Room. Zero Rush doesn't have them.
No, he doesn't.
That's right. I knew they were in GT, but I didn't realize it was Tile Room. That's crazy. So Zero Rush is going where exactly? This could be Hammer Pigs using a clip.
Wait.
It's a clip.
MM2 flew it away.
So,
I didn't see what was at Cold Stay.
Well, there's green pendant.
Yeah, but I didn't see if he found 2 or 3 items.
I didn't either.
Oh, a rupee. Thank you. Okay, green pendant. Let's go.
We're getting YBA Smiths, by the way.
There it is.
Green pendant had the Ether Medallion. Very accessible. So this is YBA Smiths. This is a sequence break for the mitts that moves the collision around so that you can pick up the Smith without the glove. And then you mirror here and you're in the desert. And then you transition north and you're in Kakariko with the Smith. It's, this looks like a glitch jail. It's not a glitch jail. What is that?
Yeah, that setup, I have only seen this far right mirror transition in this tourney before. It's my second time seeing that, I think.
So, mm2nes just has to do Mire and beat the game. Zero Rush would have to do all of Ice Palace and turn in the green pendant and finish up the Smith chain. The portal is not quite accessible.
Nope, not today.
Not today, Zero. That's rough. It's so funny how you can mirror on top of collision like that. Because your collision is messed up, you don't bonk.
Yeah.
But when you go back over the collision is back to where it was. The Zero Rush will pick up the purple chest and turn it in. I wonder if Zero Rush just knows that the mitts are in ice, or in Tile Room, and decided that rather than do Tile Room, I'm just going to skip the mitts. Because most of the stuff doesn't actually cost that much time. Like, getting into ice without mitts is trivial. This is less than trivial, but it's more fun.
So another thing about both of these runners is that they're accomplished all dungeons RMG runners in the vanilla speedrun. They have probably different routes that they take. And MM2's routing through this dungeon reminded me of that. Little things like walking into the notch before dashing down. I think that's the Green Ham approved strat. All right, so spooky action glitch for MM2. We're able to use flute spooky.
Zero Rush appears to be going back to GT.
Yeah,
Why is this?
Well, I think the
curious.
tile room was a question mark for
Okay.
Zero Rush.
Because Zero Rush didn't know it was Mitts, but could have been Mitts or could have been the Ether, and Mitts are in Swamp or Mire. And
Yeah.
there's the silvers. Nice
Wow.
to see those available. After all of this, stupid seed, they deserve it. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Zero Rush didn't know that this wasn't Mitts. That this could have been Ether.
Mm-hmm.
The Mire Medallion locks so much in HMG,
Yeah.
and yet there's so many places it can be that are really dumb. MM2 found actually the fastest way. Yeah, the fastest way to save and quit. Just straight up to the pyramid, because Aghanim's defeated, but who thinks of that in HMG? I actually didn't see if MM2 did that or not. Somebody was saying nice save and quit. Or someone was saying nice flute to 4, which is not what you do. Ooh, this is low health situation.
We're fine. We just need to shoot cannon with 4 arrows.
I wonder how Zero Rush feels getting the Mitts out of the tile room. Feeling vindicated at skipping them for Smith, but disappointed at not skipping them for the rest of what they lock.
Yeah.
Just enough time to see if Zero Rush knows how to walk around the switch. Yes, let's go. Save 30 frames. And that is GG for mm2nescartridge, taking this series 2-0 against Zero Rush.
GG. Quite an accomplishment. What a seed. Zero Rush still looking for go mode, even at an hour and 37 minutes in. This is so rough. A whole hour ago, I was thinking that we might not need anything else but a Mire Medallion and Hammer.
How long were we in Mire Medallion go mode? It feels like 30 minutes.
Oh, it feels like 10 hours. But it had to be like 45 minutes. Well, we knew about it a few minutes ago, thanks to MM2. So I'm not sure. Hello, MM2 GG. Congrats on the win.
Thank you. GG's.
And how about that medallion? Do you know how long you were searching for it?
Long enough.
Yeah.
I was a while. A good while. I don't actually know exactly how long, but yeah.
Curious if it occurred to you to check Swamp Front to see if it was a small key, or if you were avoiding it on purpose.
It occurred to me while I was doing pod, so way too late. But I wasn't actually thinking about that right then. I was more worrying about losing to Basement Clip.
Of course, yeah. I think I also noticed that Zero Rush had taken an interest in learning it. But given where the lamp was, I don't think it was likely to actually happen in the sea.
Yeah.
You do want to have a lamp. And it was an ice palace where the Mine Medallion was.
Yep.
So Zero Rush, I think, just took a less efficient route to last location. Did you have any other locations besides Swamp?
I had Ether Tablet and Spike Cave.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Zero Rush had a chance to do Spike Cave, double dipping GT. Decided to do it before TR and then just kind of semi-go mode it. Do left side only, mirror out at random room and climb. Leading into the ice rod, which I thought was really clever.
Yeah, that's nice.
But in the process, left behind the mitts in the book. And then left behind the mitts again, choosing not to do tile room. And did some sequence breaks, which were fun to watch. But by then you'd already found your item.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems like a really neat route. I felt kind of ugly about how, like, actually getting the ice rod. Doing Aga Tower was fine. It was just like, I don't really want to walk there just for the ice rod, but I wasn't really thinking about a better way to do it. Just that TR's a crystal. I want ice rod sooner than later, so let's just get it now.
Yeah. You definitely had to track a bit to get to that area, but you had other things to do there too.
Yeah, exactly.
Zero Rush had the hammer earlier, so was able to do GT climb into castle.
Okay, I was considering opening Dark World with super jump and then doing after dig game clipping to Village of Outcasts, but then I was like, this probably won't work too well doing CAC after that because I want to do Skullwoods as well, so I'll just do Skullwoods into Thieves into CAC. And then do Desert after that. So stuff worked out for the most part, and I just had the bottom of the world left, and I could do that after Pyramid, and then Mirror showed up, so it was super nice.
True.
Yeah, and I was also considering leaving Back of Skull for after TR, since I found both items in the front, but I decided against that, because I didn't want to count on doing TR after Mirror showed up, because I don't know, I didn't want to count on that, because who knows where Mirror is at that point.
Yeah.
Seed.
And how did you feel about your position in the race? Obviously, it took a while to find the medallion.
I definitely felt okay about it. Like, if Ether wasn't on Grand Pendant, I was going to feel pretty bad. But since it was there, I was like, this could be a pretty close race. It's just going to be who full clears the seed more efficiently. I feel like I had a pretty okay route.
You did. Your efficiency was good, just your glitches were solid. You didn't soft lock.
I soft locked once, doing Magic Bat Wrap, and then I went right back to CAC and got it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Zero Rush had a couple. And Malmo went over the Ganon's Tower routing, so there were some inefficiencies there. But yeah, your performance was solid, so GG, well played.
Yeah, definitely don't really have too many complaints other than the silly soft lock that lost 45 seconds. But yeah, outside of that, I feel like I played pretty okay. think the highlight of my race was Pod Turtle Room when I got to kill everything with one hammer. That
Yeah.
was the first time I've ever done that. Felt great.
It looked like 5, but was it 6?
I think it. I didn't kill any of them beforehand, so I
It had to be
assume it
6.
was all 6.
Yeah, that looks really awesome.
Yeah,
And
felt great.
we are joined by Zero Rush GG on the race.
GG
Rough
Zero.
go at that go mode
Yeah.
item.
Good games. Yeah, I thought that chest was a key because I thought there was an extra key, but I think I miscounted. Clearly.
In Tile Room?
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
It's really hard to count keys when you are climbing first. But that's actually why I run a key sanity tracker, so I can count keys. And
Yeah, I was thinking about that exact thing after I'd already lost, to be honest. But I don't know. It's pretty amusing because the last glitched tournament for Randomizer I joined, I got knocked out because of Tower Room 2. Although at least this one has a loser's bracket, so I get more chances.
Oh yeah.
everybody gets at least 4 races.
I started doubting myself there at the end too. Thought I was going crazy. I couldn't remember if like mirror displacement Smiths was in logic. So
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's
it's
a
not.
major glitches special.
yeah, so I was like, I guess I'll just do it anyway. I don't know. I should have just went to Ice Palace instead, but I was hedging on never finding the mitts, and here we are.
Yeah, there's a good chance that the mitts are just in swamp, so I can totally understand not going into ice. I was skeptical. Chex wanted you to go to ice, but I didn't. Chex would have beat me in this race.
Well, I almost went to Ice before I found the hammer, but it seemed
Mhm.
dumb to do that because the thinking was that like if I can just find this Meyer medallion, I don't really need the hammer, assuming I find the lamp.
Yeah,
Because
assuming you
I
find
don't
the
want
lamp.
I don't want a basement clip in the dark. That would be miserable and
That was
probably
in-
impossible.
That was in ice too, so you weren't really.
Yeah.
It was never gonna happen.
I
in
think
this
Lamp was
seed.
also hammer locked in ice.
Hammer locked, of
Yeah.
course.
So good old.
Well, I'm not sure. Was it? What?
I think it was map chest. It might have been spike chest. No, spike chest was big key. Yeah, no,
What?
Lamp was definitely. No, Lamp was
Ice
IC.
tea room.
Yeah,
Ice
Lamp was
tea.
IC. I'm losing my mind.
But also, like, you're gonna go to Meyer just to see the Meyer medallion, and Hammer is there. You're never gonna knock a Hammer in the seed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, should I just go to Ice? Nah. Why go to Ice when you don't have mitts and don't have to, and it's a pendant? But I don't know. I honestly, the moral of the story is just full clear GT when you go in, and then you won't have any problems. I don't know.
I'm a fan. I'm a fan of the split GT play. I thought you walk in and you still had all of TR to do, and you were just doing GT as a means to an end to get to Aghanim. You get a God GT, and suddenly the rest of the dungeon's a huge pendant. Totally justified to skip that.
Yeah. Then I guess the moral is don't miscount your small keys. I don't know. There's probably still a chance there if I had gone. I don't know how far behind I was when I found the mitts, but if I had opened up the tower room when I went back to GT the second time.
I think the race is
Maybe
over
I
when you
would've
went to GT, but before you went back to GT, you and MM2 were both doing different overworld locations. You were all doing the same
Ether
ones, but in a
medallion.
different order. So it was
Yeah.
There was a-
anybody's game until we ran out of checks.
Yeah, especially with the Ether and Spike Cave plays.
Yeah, I was gonna be super sad if the medallion was like just in back of escape, because if I hadn't gotten that sword in Lost Woods, I would have had that at like 4 minutes.
Why so?
Because if I don't get the sword, I do Graveyard Ledge into back of escape's swim clip as my opener, but I got the sword, so I did Hera into East Death Mountain instead.
That's like what Breadcoon did in the No Logic tournament.
Yeah. I started doing it, and I kind of like it, just because then because you don't get these seeds where you get first gloves at an hour 10 and don't do Pack of Escape for forever.
There's another thing you could do. I don't think it really came up in the seed, but you can steal the Hera key and get it refunded in Back of Escape when you know there's a key there.
Like you do Hera, you have the Hera key, then you go to sewers from Hera. Okay.
You go all the way to the back and you spend the key and you just get it refunded because you know it's there.
That's smart. Yeah, I never actually considered that.
You wouldn't do that in the seed. You're looking for the Maya medallion. You're not going to go up in Hera.
Yeah.
No reason to.
Yeah,
It's a shame.
I was actually reading the conversation on. I think I control F'd Meyer Medallion in the Glitch Discord while I was doing pod, just so I was like, all right, I want to make sure I'm not gonna like accidentally leave Swamp and it could be there, and then I was like,
could have been the key, but the Meyer Medallion couldn't be there. It's a shame. Zero Rush showed us that it wasn't a key, so we didn't have to worry about it.
I did go check that because I wanted to know if I should do Swamp or not. Luckily, I didn't need to.
Yeah.
I like how you just like didn't even open the door.
Yeah, that made me so nervous because I wasn't thinking along those lines.
That was cool. I knew it couldn't be anything, but you could also like walk in the front. I don't know if you had your mirror yet, but I think walking in the front and then checking it when you're doing the tablet, like maybe for MM2, doing that overall cleanup maybe would have been a good time, but it would have taken a long time as well.
Yeah, because I wasn't even in Dark World at that point.
Yeah.
So I was like, I could do it, but it's like there's a 90% chance I just lose a minute and a half doing it.
Yeah, and
So
it's like something has to be
really
your
wanna do
last
that.
location, right?
Yeah.
90% is any
like-
XCOM player can tell you 90% is the same as 100%.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
it's just such bad EV that you really just want to do your overworld, do ice. Assume it's not Swamp. If it's Swamp, oh well, I lose.
There's also a 1 in 10 chance that it is a small key in Swamp and you go in there and full clear it and it's not there.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, it's not as if there's this key here. Meyer Medallion must be here. Like, no, it's not how it works. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with how I played this. No major complaints. GG to Zero Rush.
Yeah, so Zero Rush, you have an opponent. It's Drunk Future Self.
Yeah.
MM2 does not have an opponent yet.
Yeah. When do Hyrule and Dawn have their Game 3 scheduled yet?
They do.
Okay.
So Hyruler and Dawn will be playing on the 14th. That's a Monday. Between now and then, we do have a few races coming up. Tam versus Yoho in the middle of the night. Probably not getting a restream. Although last night we did get one. That's pretty cool. If you're willing to sign up for comms and tracking for any of these races coming up, feel free to contact me directly or any member of this tournament, and we can get you set up for that.
Yeah, I mean,
that
it's
is
in
in
the middle
2
of the
hours.
night. Yep. Yeah, in 2 hours.
Any final thoughts before we wrap it up?
GG Zero. Thanks to Chex and Malma for comms and Bayer for tracking.
Yeah. Good games. Good luck in your next round. I guess I will schedule with my opponent and hopefully get something this week.
Yeah, same to you, Zero.
Looking forward to that. And thanks for running. GG's, and thanks for being on commentary with me, Malmo. Fun as always.
Always a pleasure.
And do you want to take us out of here?
That will be all. Have a good night, everybody.